Welcome back to AWE TV. My name is Mark Pizer, and with me is Steve Dann, CEO of Amplified Robots and co-founder of Medical Realities. Steve, the recent announcement and kind of an amazing thing that came out of your companies were that you live streamed a 360 video of a surgery in progress, and this was viewed, it was live streamed so the whole world could see. The benefit here is to provide a training solution for medical students to help them train to be surgeons.
Absolutely, because it's a worldwide problem. It's a worldwide problem about lack of surgeons. Literally 2/3 of the world's population don't have access to safe or affordable surgery. That's over 5 billion people. We need 2.2 million surgeons right now just to address the shortfall in surgery we've got right now. Every 10 years, 30% more people need operations because of aging populations. So lack of surgeons is a really big problem. So we're using virtual reality training to help bridge that gap.
Okay. How did we get here? Medical schools come to you? Did you pitch it to them? I mean, how do they see bringing technology into the surgery room?
Well, this came about by a meeting I had with my co-founder, Dr. Shafi Ahmed, who in actual fact did the world's first Google Glass transmission of a surgery. And I met him at a conference about 18 months ago, and we started talking about how new technology could actually help in medicine, and that's how Medical Realities came about. Now, Shafi is a consultant training surgeon for Barts Trust and the Royal London Hospital. And we started to see what the problem was, and we experimented using virtual reality, and it seemed to work because virtual reality is a very good training tool.
There's some need for precision in surgery, right? Seems like some of the technology is not quite there yet, but good enough to start the training process, right?
Correct.
What are you guys waiting for in terms of the technology to advance?
Yes, we're waiting for really good capture technology so we can actually capture people and actually turn them into 3D avatars very quickly, but also haptic technology. That's the thing that's lagging behind, because that's the thing we want to actually have in
force feedback on the scalp.
Exactly. Correct.
What else is needed? The haptic response?
Haptic response. So in actual fact, that right at the moment we're using film 360 VR as the core of our training experience, but we're going to transition that into a fully CGI environment, and then transition that into a fully CGI haptic environment. So we want the haptic technology to be very, very precise, so we know when we're picking up a scalpel or when we're actually sort of picking up a suture.
So and force feedback too, because you're hitting flesh. You need to know, you've made contact. Deeper you go, there's more friction, more resistance.
Exactly. Muscle, bone.
Sure.
Precisely.
Sure. And this will become eventually a simulation that every medical school will be able to run in their classes, or.
That's right. We're hoping that it's actually going to be adopted around the world. There are 3 tiers. There's an upper tier, which actually goes into medical schools, which are actually, you're absolutely right, is the where they can actually train using top-of-the-range HTC Vive or Oculus headsets. But there's also a mobile solution as well, because we're actually experimenting at the Royal London Hospital, and the feedback we got from the students there was that they'd actually like to be able to use this outside the confines of the hospital, so they could actually train all the time if they wanted to.
Like practice at home,
exactly,
or in their dorm.
Precisely. So we've created a version which works on Samsung Gear. And there will be a third version. This is primarily for developing countries, which actually runs on Google Cardboard.
So they'll have it on, the cardboard requires one hand to hold it up, but how does this form factor extend?
Basically, yes. We've actually got a cardboard which actually straps around, so that gets rid of that.
And then the tools that they'll be using, not just a joystick controller, of course, but you want...
Exactly. Well, actually, for the mobile technology at the moment, we're actually using line of sight. So in actual fact, it's where you look on your 360-degree view, actually activates the next action that will happen.
So these training sessions will have some kind of narrative, and not necessarily a story to tell, but steps to go through, right?
Correct, absolutely correct. And in actual fact, it goes from before the surgery, so it's actually going to take into account of diagnosis, pre-op, preparation for the surgery itself, and then also post-op and then rehabilitation as well.
Okay. What are some of the schools saying? What are even the students saying?
Well, they like it. They like it a lot. We actually were filmed by the BBC and Sky Television.
55,000 views.
55,000 views, actually of the live streaming. We got 60,000 views on Sky Television.
Okay.
And YouTube got 150,000 views as well.
Okay.
So
a lot of future surgeons watching.
A lot of future surgeons, yeah. And I think that they interviewed a lot of the medical students, and they all liked it. And they weren't planted by us. They actually said what they liked.
Very cool. I mean, is it part of curriculum in general that they like to incorporate new technology, or this is really helping them, really putting them into the shoes of a surgeon to help their education?
That's correct. But we're right at the very start of the journey. We've actually got quite a lot of convincing to do to actually sort of get it onto the curriculum. But I think it's one of those sort of things that we build it and they will come.
Okay. What are some of the things that kind of prevent you from just implementing it soon? I mean, you mentioned precision is important. The regulations?
Regulations, we've got to be very mindful of that. And of course that we need a lot of permissions when we do each surgery, because we have to make sure that the patient's rights are protected,
sure,
as well as everybody that's in the actual operating theatre as well.
Okay.
When we transition through to simulation, of course that gets rid of that particular problem.
Yeah, and then funding.
Funding, yes. Yeah, we're actually on a fundraise now.
Okay. But the schools have to they have to pay you, and they need to have some funding earmarked.
Yes, but what we see that what we do is that this will go into schools on a leased basis.
Okay.
And the mobile technology one will actually be on a subscription base, and our Google Cardboard will actually be paid for by advertising.
I see. Cool. Well, you guys are helping develop the future of surgeons. That's very cool. And it's nice to see that this is a different vertical where VR is actually helping. We've seen other industries where they're using this similar reasons: training, simulations for repair. So very nice to see. And you're saving lives too.
Well, that's it. It's a very, very important part of it. And the great thing about virtual reality, because it's a very immersive technology, it's actually perfect for this type of training.
Yeah.
Because surgeons do the actual operation, but they also have to interact with all the people in the operating room around them as well. So that actually fits into the virtual reality 360-degree scenario very well.
Yeah, you can drop them into the room where they need all their tools, all their colleagues, the equipment, and the body.
Absolutely.
And that all be brought in, right? CG,
exactly,
models,
correct,
and the interactions all planned.
Yes.
Very cool. Very cool. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
Pleasure. Thanks.
Thanks for joining us. AWE TV, Steve Dann, CEO of Amplified Robot. Thanks again.